Hey guys, James Wilson Taylor here for Rock Sound. It is the latest of our video calls. We've been chatting with everybody while we're all kind of stuck at home at the minute, and I'm delighted to say on the line right now we have Modson. How are you, man?
I'm very good. It's the let's see, it is 9:57 a.m. Monday morning. I'm in Los Angeles, California. I'm in the heart of Los Angeles. I'm on Hollywood Boulevard right now. I'm actually in a movie editing studio. I have been up for 24 hours now, but I've been sitting in front of this computer for 15 hours.
Dude.
We have a deadline. I'm on a deadline. What I'm trying to get to is that we have a deadline, a very strict deadline for this movie that me, my good friend Machine Gun Kelly, are getting ready to release to the world. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a great conversation, but just letting you know where I'm coming from. I'm trying to make room for everything, but when the work calls, like I like to pride myself on being someone who like sprints to the finish line, you know? So every minute counts right now. So that's where I am. I'm right here and I'm working.
Oh, I appreciate you taking the time, man. That's very, very kind of you. No, you're a hardworking dude, man, and that's actually a good place to start. Seeing if that's where you actually are right now, working on that movie. As we know, I'm sure people have seen the trailer already. Downfall's High's coming, all based around the MGK album, of course, that you were very much involved with. Very collaborative effort across that record. It looks very ambitious, man. We did one of these with MGK a few weeks back, actually, and he was talking about it. And I guess the biggest challenge there has got to be taking that record and figuring out what that story is going to be, how it's all going to fit together. What were the challenges for you, man? How's it all been going?
I want to give you the greatest answer possible. It's been what I find myself consistently in my life feeling like the greatest art is being made is when the process kind of dictates the actual art. And a lot of people, for movies, just with movies, for instance, you don't understand that a lot of the art is actually the making of it, not just the writing it and figuring out your story. There's these things that you cannot predict. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's these things that you cannot predict to happen. And so this script that me and MGK wrote, where it's arrived at now is just like this incredible world that we created. Things happen that I didn't expect. And once you get like your hands on every piece of this painting, again, I'm really trying to formulate this. I don't want to sound like too hippie, but like once you get like all these little pieces, man, it's like we really did capture magic. And I'm like so proud of us. Down to like I've been down here every day for the last 3 months in the edit room. Then prior to that, there was a month of prep. There was 2 weeks of writing. Then there was 4 days of shooting. And I mean, this has been like, I guess it's going to hit maybe like half a year, like a 6-month project kind of thing. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been really, really heavy for me, but like, I've had my finger on the pulse of kind of every part of this, down to like the sound design, which is something I'm like so proud of, man. Like I basically dissected Machine Gun Kelly's entire album, which means like I got the stems for every song. So Travis Barker sent me every layer of every song. So what I wanted to do was give the listener, I wanted to recreate the album for them and give it to them in a different way. And I wanted to, you know, this beautiful thing about being an artist that gets to be in the studio is that I get to hear all the little layers. The shit that sucks about being a listener is you only get to hear the one sound, the one final song. But man, when you get to pick apart these songs and you hear these little guitar parts that you didn't notice, or these little strings going on, or this beautiful little moment with piano, like I wanted to be able to give the viewer, let's say if this is Machine Gun Kelly's diehard #1 fan. I wanted them to be able to watch this and hear it a brand new way, you know, because this is coming out a few months now after the albums came out. So I wanted to make this feel like a breath of fresh air to it. So I'm grateful to Kels because he really let me like just have total freedom with just designing the sound of this whole movie. And
Nice.
so that's just one thing I can talk about that I'm super proud of. But like, yeah, it's an incredible project, man. Everyone acted their asses off. The writing's incredible. We really learned a lot about how we work as directors, and me and Kels are just like wonderful duality. You know, we're great apart, but we're better together. And we both kind of know that.
Yeah, man, it's such a great collaboration. Whenever you guys get together, there definitely is. It's like a like-minded thing, you know. It really kind of works very, very nicely. One thing I will ask before we get onto your own work and everything, one thing I will ask again about the movie is, you know, you say there wanting to hear the album in a completely new way, which is cool. And I think especially when it's an album that's quite recent and very fresh in people's minds, to give it a fresh take, it's a really nice move. Are we talking like just bringing out different sounds of each track, or are we reworking these songs in a bigger way, man?
I won't say like reworking, whereas I'm not like going and orchestrating new things over it, but like I am taking different parts of the songs and putting it where they don't belong per se, right? It's like also me being someone who being around Cal, well, he made this album and recording it and then being a part of the movie and making videos with him for it. I've heard these fucking songs more times than anybody, okay? So I personally feel like I have a good judgment on what like are these parts that really fucking shine on the album. These little like lyrics, like for instance, I'll give you one. Love the fucking lyric that Cal says. It's such a perfect fuck you. He goes, my label hates it. I like this. I gotta go through shit to keep writing. Right. And like to me, that was one of my favorite moments on the album. So like you'll see, like I do certain things. He's given me the freedom to kind of be like, yo, this moment really hit for me. And I kind of listen to him like his biggest fan, you know, like I really am one of his biggest fans. So just like finding the moments that I felt like were really like super amazing on the album and seeing how we can tie them into the scenes, because like you touched on already, like there is an entire plot, storyline, characters, an entire city that we make up, and it's really special, dude. It's really special. So yeah, man, I mean, I tried to make it as much of a score for a musical, you know what I'm saying? Like really let these things, dude, music is a motherfucker when you put it to a scene in a movie. You can do it horrible or you can do it perfect, and you can match that emotion. And I mean, I spent days on end going through every sound on this album. So you can know that. Anyone out there who watches it, just know I spent days and days just going over the sounds on the album.
Man, it's exciting, man. I'm really, really excited to see what comes of it, man. Congrats on it. We'll look forward to seeing this final product when it arrives. But in the meantime, let's talk about what you're up to on your own, man. Because yes, singles just kind of dropped at the time of recording, really. Bones is out there. I really like this one, man. I'll say that up top to you. I really, really like this. And it's interesting how it's doing a lot of what your collaborators and stuff do as well, of taking that kind of modern sheen on an existing sound. I know a lot of people talk about this pop punk revival or whatever you want to call it, but this to me has its roots in emo. This has its roots in Dashboard and all that kind of era, big power pop emo right there, man. Yeah, talk to me about putting together that particular track,
man. So that track was kind of like what I got to really focus on this album was like I naturally shine most. I've found I naturally shine most in like my flow state. And for anyone out there who doesn't understand what that is, that's like when you are operating almost outside yourself, but maybe close to your bigger self, you know, start speaking. You get channeled, or I like to say in the studio, I'm just gonna go let God talk. and I try to not stop. I think I trust myself enough at this point that whatever my instincts are telling me, I think that I've learned enough that my instincts are pretty well rounded and skilled. So I trust them and I have full faith. And so a song like Bones, like it really came out like vomit, you know what I'm saying? It really just like exploded out of me. And within an hour it was made. It started with a guitar riff that John Feldmann just started playing. He had like this melody of falling apart on the inside. And then like I just started yelling over just this guitar part. I love that you said it has like roots in like Dashboard. Like it definitely like I found I didn't really do this mindfully or like aware of it at the time, but like Dashboard, Confessional, and Honorary Title. The Honorary Title. Are you familiar with the Honorary Title? Do you remember that band back in the day?
Yeah, yeah, back in the day, man.
Jared Gorbell, man, shout out him. Those two people like made me feel so much when they would yell. You know, Chris Caraba, of course, like, dude, this dude, oh my God, man, when he would yell, it was like it ripped me a two piece. It made me feel it in my bones. You dig? So like tapping into those worlds is kind of where this whole album sits of like something different happens, man, when I start yelling. And Bones is like a great example of that. Like this isn't like screaming and like screamo stuff, but this is like that really great registered music that's like Dashboard. Yeah, man, where it's like that yelling, but fucking so emotional. And yeah, I like to think it's probably one of the deeper songs that I've like gone to, like as far as sound wise. I also feel like there's like a little bit of grunge going on in it just because it's like so not polished, you know what I'm saying? And like I don't know if it really jumps to the alternative world, but like that outro is like so post-hardcore. I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? It's like got this special vibe. So I mean, like, yeah. As if you have any other questions, man, I kind of start to trail off sometimes. I apologize.
Not Tom. I know
any
it's
other
nice.
questions about the song? Any other questions about the song? Because I love that song so much. If you have any other questions, like I'd love to answer.
Well, I mean, no, genuinely, I think it's a great. I mean, like I say, all those reference points are coming through loud and clear, and it's nice to see someone taking that era now and putting the modern spin on it. Like I say,
Yeah.
Key component as well. Of course, you mentioned John Feldmann, and he is. What I love about him, I always say this with him and Travis especially, they're really, really great at not just collaborating with people. It seems like they almost want to mentor them as well. They really, really want to actually guide them through because the guy's been doing it a long time. He knows his stuff, right? What is your working relationship been like with John Feldmann on all this new material?
Dude, you nailed it. It's really funny. The first day I met him, I actually saved him in my phone as Feldy the Mentor. It's really funny you say that, but I really did. That's what he saved in my phone as to this day. I'm going to show you that I'm not lying right now.
Yeah, it's good. I want the proof, man. I want the proof now.
Look at this. Oh my God. Wait, that would have shown his number.
I'll make sure that frame is cut. Okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, that's awesome.
Whoa, I totally almost just gave out John Feldmann's number. That's hilarious, right?
We ain't doing that.
I'm like, wait, let me do something really cool. I'm gonna give wow. Okay. Yo, 100%, you nailed it. He's like a mentor. And he's also, you know, that used album, that first used album, that shit like fully changed my life, like fully changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like I legitimately was a skater kid and, you know, the outcast and all that. I'll never forget, like sitting at the 6 stairs, like with my homies being like, I listen to music that has screaming in it now. Like I'm like transcending, you know what I'm saying? Cause I was like a Blink-182 kid. And like as soon as the used came along, I got so into it, man. And there was this documentary about the making of that album, and John Feldmann recorded that album. And I'll never forget seeing that documentary. John Feldmann was taking trash cans in the studio, throwing them at Burt McCracken while he was singing, dude, to get him to go. And like, bro, that shit is like fully in my DNA, you know, like watching that. I must have watched it a million times that summer, you know? And so that was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, or fuck, like something like that, 15 years ago. I mean, that's how long this guy has been producing, you know, let alone Goldfinger and being in the band Goldfinger. But like, yo, he deserves to be treated as like the icon he is. So as far as like me working with him, like I take it as a huge honor. And like I'm super respectful of that. Like the fact that I get to spend time with him, I know that it's like dear to my heart. So I think that a lot of time music is defined by like the intention going into the making of it, you know? And like I don't know if songs could reach their fullest potential if there was like this whack fucking intention behind it. You know, I've been in sessions before. I'm a songwriter, so I've been in sessions before. Like, let's make a hit. Let's fucking and it's like, man, that shit is so garbage. It's always garbage. And with Feldmann, man, this dude just wants to make great fucking music. And so, dude, he totally is a mentor to me. He totally has not even started as far as I'm concerned. Because the stuff that we're doing right now, that we did for me for my album that's about to drop, I consider it something that, you know, the first two songs that I've dropped now, Karma and Bones, have really kind of like shifted things for me. And I like to think that like outwardly that might mean that it's like shifting like music in some way, you know, like helping push this quote unquote pop punk or quote unquote emo or the revival, the scene, man. I'll call it the fucking scene. I'll call it what it is. I was a scene kid. So like, you know, this whole revival of the scene, like I like to think that, you know, fuck yeah, Mod Sun plays a part in that, you know? So it's like it's just it's an honor to like be at this point and just watching like music like take this shape and the music that we made for this album, man, I promise you it's like definitely special. But furthermore, me and him are like also writing for other people and great giant artists. I can't wait to tell the world. But what I'm trying to get at is Feldy deserves his flowers, man. Like
Absolutely.
he is
No,
incredible.
absolutely.
He has
The
changed
statesman,
a
the
lot of,
scene statesman.
yeah,
That's what I call him, man. He's right up there for
absolutely.
sure. He really gets it, man. And it's funny you say about this kind of. It's interesting. It was a so-called revival. For me, it never went away. But you know what I mean? I guess it is kind of taking over a wider sound. This idea of elements of pop punk and emo with a little bit of a twist on it. Actually, interesting. When we did this with MGK, he was saying how it was like he was determined kids don't realize they like this music. I'm going to make them realize it. And I kind of feel that's a lot of what you're doing as well, because it's not, you are clearly taking influence from, like we said, you know, a lot of artists of your youth and stuff, but it isn't, how do I say it? The twists you're putting on it aren't taking it so far away from their roots. Do you know what I mean? It's just enough to show people, hey, this music didn't go anywhere, man. You are going to like this, right?
Yeah. Thank you. I love that. I it's really great, bro, because I've really spent like a solid 10 years of my life becoming a dictionary of the scene. Like I know I can tell by the way you talk that you're very invested into the scene too. Anything 2000 to 2008, like I fucking know about it in the scene. And I know about it very well. And I was there and I was in a band called Scary Kids Scaring Kids. I was in a band called Four Letter Lie. Like I got to witness these things, but I got fucking made fun of for it back then. Like in high school, I got made fun of for listening to Dashboard Confessional. Okay. Like, let alone Blink. Like Blink crossed over. Like there was some cool kids listening to Blink. Dashboard Confessional, I got called a pussy every fucking day type shit. All right. Like patches on my backpack with little stars and hearts on it. Hell no, man. It was not flying where I'm from. And like in the general public, it wasn't. And so the beauty of what's going on to me and why I say things like the revival is because it's actually cool now, bro. And it wasn't cool when we grew up doing this. So that's why I say stuff like revival, because it has taken a turn that almost every genre in music has had its moment, down to grunge, disco, electronica. They've all had the moment where they were the big. MGMT was the fucking biggest band in the world at one point. That's as indie as it gets when that song was out, right? Indie was the biggest music at one point. All the little kids with the pumped up, all these genres had their number one moment. This scene shit never did. It never did. God damn it, Dashboard Confessional got so close with Vindicated, I am selfish, I am wrong, with the Spider-Man soundtrack and all that. But like, bro, I just think it's beautiful because this shit is fucking cool now. It's cool. And I'm gonna call it how it is. I love to see that like people that know nothing about where it came from are like gonna listen to Hit or Miss by Newfound Glory now and be like, this song fucking rocks. And I'm like, dude, this song fucking rocked when I was in 9th grade. And I'm so glad that you have arrived where my head was at that point. And it's just like, it's honestly like fucking very dreamlike to think that could ever have happened, because like, dude, this whole like Machine Gun Kelly being like specifically saying like, I'm gonna take pop punk to the mainstream. Hell yeah. Pop punk has had mainstream artists, and All Time Low has done its thing, and obviously Blink and Sum 41, and we've had them, but like it's a different time now where solo artists dominate the world. And to see like a solo artist be like, I'm going to be in a band world and push real, quote unquote, real music. You know what I'm saying? Like where we're just not just plugging shit into a MIDI anymore. We're bringing back real drums. That's for sure. I mean, you didn't hear real drums in music for the last 4 years.
No, that's
for
true.
real.
That's
it was like corny. It was like corny. It was like real drums. It just didn't fit. And all of a sudden it's like, I can't stand a song without real drums anymore right now. It's funny, man. We all know like music comes and goes in waves and has its shape and form, but like to think that pop punk and shit was gonna like have a trajectory of potentially being the biggest fucking music going on, man. Yeah. That's fucking rad, bro.
It's a cool moment. And I think it also works from the fact that it wouldn't work if it wasn't authentic. Do you know what I mean? Because if people can look at this music that's been put out, like whether it's yourself, whether it's MGK, whether it's Youngblood, who, you know, we've obviously done a lot of stuff with as well. Like whatever you say about those guys, even if you don't particularly care for the music as a stand-by, it's authentic. They believe the stuff. You believe that stuff. You're indebted to those artists. Youngblood grew up being a scene kid. So did Coulson. Like this is an authentic moment for that music. And I think that's what's driving it forward.
How cool is it that like we knew this shit? We were at the shows that 10 people were at. Fucking buying merch, bro. Fucking mp3.com, purevolume.com, searching for bands, trying to find that shit. Dude, I like shout out to Spotify, because I think Spotify has opened the door for like being able to like get on your phone or your computer and just go in a rabbit hole wanting to find new artists and like actually like succeeding and finding new artists and being like, holy shit, like I actually found a new artist that I'm kind of obsessed with right now. Like that shit, that whole idea, the whole desire to go out and find an unknown band, that shit was gone for a while, bro. Ain't nobody wanted to do that. They were like, just tell me what's popping. That's all that matters, right? And it was like, you know, it's just crazy that like that whole aesthetic that we believed in, you know, like, and it's a lifestyle. Like this whole shit is a lifestyle down to the way you look. Fuck yeah. I don't care if it sounds materialistic or whatever. It's like Vivienne Westwood said best. She was like, yo, fucking punk was a style before it was a sound. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a whole lifestyle. It was a whole living. It was a whole look. And like us scene kids, man, like we got made fun of for all that shit, but we were right, bro. And it's just a beautiful thing. It's like us
That's
knowing
so
that
true.
it's like us being on AOL Instant Messenger and our parents being like, you fucking idiot, get off the I need to use the phone, get off 56K. Man, they thought we were all idiots, bro. But look at it's like the world would be nothing without the internet. So we were right. Thank you.
Ahead of our time, man. The scene was ahead of its time by a good 15 years, and it's paying off now, and that's what we like to see.
See, I can tell you're a real one about it. I love that.
Oh, you know it, man. But dude, I'm 31 now, man. I was right there in the trenches with you. Don't worry. I was there.
Exactly.
I was there.
I'm 33.
I loved it.
Like,
yeah, it's
I
the
love
time,
it, bro. It's amazing. It's amazing finally, like, remembering all my favorite records when I was in high school and listening to them now and being like, damn, this shit sound like right now.
Yeah, it's great. It's great how it comes in waves like that. It's really, really exciting time. And on that note, let's mention your album, man. Before I let you get back to editing and everything, we've got to talk about the album. I know you don't want to give too much away at this point. Obviously, we've heard a couple of tracks, but
yeah,
clearly we're playing in this world and everything. What else can you kind of tell me about it? Is there, have you got any guest appearances on there you want to kind of hint at? Have you got any?
I have one
okay.
feature.
Okay.
It's a female. It's gonna be fucking iconic, bro. It's gonna be iconic.
Do you want to give me a hint? Go on, give me a clue. I know you won't give it away.
I can't even. It's gonna be so exciting, and it's not gonna be long from now. It'll be right at the top of the year. It's gonna drop. And then album wise, like, I'm gonna kind of follow what happens when I drop this single. I'm gonna drop 2 more singles into my album. So this next one I'm dropping, I fucking love it. It's kind of like it's got like a Foo Fighters feel. This next one, very rock, very like Taylor Hawkins drum, like very, very energy. I wanted to bring the energy back up again. Like Karma was like real, like energetic. Bones obviously like really brought it down. I'm gonna bring that energy up again real quick, and then I'm gonna see what happens with this second single, and that'll tell me when I'm gonna drop this album. But I have the name for the album. It's I can't wait to tell you. It's my favorite statement ever. It's a statement piece. This whole album is a statement piece. Like, you'll understand it as soon as you hear that. Hear the name of the album. The picture will start to be painted. But it's a giant statement. To where I came from, where it's at right now. It's gonna be fun.
It's exciting, man. No, it's great to see you hyped up for it, man. And genuinely, I'm really feeling that single. All the best to you for the new music. All the best to you with your movie editing. You're a busy guy, dude. All the best to you with all these projects out there. And just stay safe out there, man. And we'll see you when you make it over to the UK, whenever that's safe and allowed.
Absolutely. And we got it. When I drop my album, we got to do one of the track by track things that y'all do.
Oh, for sure, man. No, absolutely. We'd love to hear you go in depth on that. Nice one, man. Good to chat to you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. We'll catch you again soon, all right?